This is One on One.
I've become so damn refined that at night I hate to go down to that flat with 50 million Frenchmen tagging behind with Harlem, Harlem on my mind.
We are honored to be joined by Catherine Russell and talk about her new CD album called Harlem on My Mind. She's been performing, singing for a few years, and she's just awfully talented. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You fell in love with music when?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously, from the first time I remember, maybe in the late 50s, probably 1959, the first thing I remember, we had a radio in the kitchen, and I was listening. Playing the Make Believe Ballroom, WNEW AM, William B. Williams, and so the first thing I was hearing was Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet, Tony Bennett, Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, all of the Mills Brothers, all the music that they were playing, Bobby Darin, everything that was popular at that time.
Parents big on music?
Yes, all kinds of music.
All kinds, eclectic.
Eclectic, from opera, my mother was a big opera aficionado, to all periods of classical music, to Great American Song, what we know now as a Great American Songbook, to blues, to, my dad was from Panama, so I heard a lot of calypso, you know.
When did you know you could sing?
You know, it's interesting because I knew I had a musical ear first, so I used to harmonize to the Star Spangled Banner in class, you know, when you say, you know, my country, and I just started harmonizing to it. So I didn't know I was a singer, but I knew that I could hear harmony, so.
First gig?
Well, I was a dancer first.
Yeah.
I was a professional dancer with the Catherine Dunham Dance Company. So my first gig was probably at the New York World's Fair in 1964. We performed, I think, in the New York State Pavilion. So,
First singing gig?
First singing gig was...
I feel like James Lipton right now.
Yeah.
Sorry. We had him as a guest. I think he influenced me.
Yeah.
I got some blue cards right here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love him.
What's
he's
not to
very
love?
kind.
He turned around and interviewed me. I got freaked out. But
Yeah.
Never mind. I digress.
That's funny.
Okay, first singing gig?
Was probably, I used to make children's educational recordings for Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston in those days. They made Little Red Caboose and all these things. So that was my first, when I was like 9.
So I was bending your ear before because I was, as a kid growing up, I loved Jackson Browne, David Bowie later. You sang with them, you performed with them in the early 2000s.
2000s,
yeah.
Yeah.
You went out on your own 2006.
Yes.
The transition from backup singer to, hey, I'm on my own. Explain it.
Yeah, I was encouraged. You know, when I got back from David Bowie's last tour in 2004, it was kind of like, what haven't I done? So I was then encouraged to, well, you haven't made your own album. Why don't you just put some songs together? And my business partner, whom I work with, my manager now, he just said, get a few songs together. I know somebody outside of Chicago that will co-produce an album with me, which turned into my first album called Cat. So, you know, we met with record labels, and luckily I got a recording deal at that time.
Fast forward, Harlem on My Mind, the title.
Yes.
What's it mean?
Well, that first started with an Irving Berlin song, Harlem on My Mind, which I sang in a show, an Ethel Waters themed show, because she recorded it first, that Michael Feinstein was curating. And I loved the song. So then we just started putting that song into my regular shows, and people started to respond, positively to it, which is how I gather my material and then test it, in front of an audience. And then as I gathered material, it was kind of, all of these artists had big careers in Harlem, in the heyday of Harlem. And the collection just kind of came together, and then we thought, yeah, well, it's a family connection. I still have family that lives in Harlem. My mother was born and raised in Harlem during the Renaissance. My father had a few residences in Harlem because he had his orchestras at the Savoy Ballroom in different venues up there. So, my church was in Harlem. I mean, I spent a lot of time there when I was growing up, too, so.
Not Abyssinian.
No, it was a Presbyterian church, North Presbyterian Church.
Church big part of your life?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. My mother was a big church-going person.
Influence your music, too?
Classically, not, because it was still choral singing. It was still a place where all my family went. And then later on, I moved to the West Coast for a little while, joined up with Reverend Darrell Coley, who is incredible gospel composer and vocalist. And at that time, he was starting his group called the New Generation Singers. So this was in the early 70s. So that's really where I kind of found the voice that I use these days. That really helped me to develop.
What haven't you done? I'm serious. I'm just listening to you going, by the way, why don't you just write a book called Here's My Story?
I love opera, and I will never be an opera singer, but I love opera. So I love opera. I have the most respect for that craft. It's so difficult.
Real quick, can I plug one more time?
Sure.
Okay, it's Catherine Russell, Harlem on My Mind. All these wonderful songs. I think there are 12 great songs here. Check out, you have a website?
www.catherinerussell.net. And it'll give you all of that updates you and gives you all the information about me and my family and where we're playing and so forth.
I love it. You honor us by being here, and thank you so much.
Steve.
And when you write the book, come back.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
I will.
Catherine.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're right back. We're not going to black. We're going to other good stuff right after this. Stay with us.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation and the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in association with NJTV and WNET. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC has been provided by Investors Bank, Berkeley College, the North Ward Center, Century 21 Construction, Josh S. Weston, the Fidelco Group, and by the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.